Friday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Almost on our regular time, 7:05. Good morning. Happy Friday. I was up early today. I'm usually up early every day, and then I just decide to not be up as early and take a little snooze until 6:45. But today I'm like, yeah, time to get up. Got work to do. It's Friday. I talk about this often. I still get excited about Fridays, not as much as when I worked in an office setting, because then everybody, the 80s song, everybody's working for the weekend. But I still get excited about the weekends. Extra excited because I'm 4 days away. In exactly 4 days, I'll be on a plane. Actually, not quite yet. I think my flight leaves at like 7:45, but I'll be at 7:06 on Tuesday morning. I'll likely be arriving at the airport 7:06. Oh no, I'll probably be going through security at this point. 7:06 on Tuesday. I think I think my flight leaves at 7:45, but I better double check that before Tuesday morning. I'm still debating on whether or not I've got to look at my flight times. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to take an Uber to the airport and save money on parking, because it's $10 a day for parking. So I'm looking at $80 in parking. An Uber is going to run me like $40 to $50. Now, obviously, if I had to take an Uber there and an Uber back, it would be like just park. But my wife can pick me up. So it's like, do I spend the $40 or $50 on an Uber? But if my flight's in late, I don't want my wife to come out at 9 p.m. to pick me up. But I'll probably just end up driving and eat that. I mean, it's to save like $20 and to put my wife out when I get back. So I'll probably just drive to the airport, pay for parking. I'm wearing purple today. I've got to celebrate. Actually, if I wanted to celebrate, I would wear my Western Illinois sweater, but I randomly I'm like, I haven't worn this in a while. The Leathernecks actually won a basketball game last night. I haven't been watching. I think Porter reached out to me and he said, "Did you watch the Western game earlier this week?" And I'm like, "No, I gave up. They suck. I'm a Fairweather fan. So I haven't been watching basketball. In fact, I think I'm just going to cancel my ESPN subscription. I just re-upped this morning. It's like $18, and I can't remember the last time I watched, probably in November. So it's like time to cut the fat. My wife, we're going through like a cutting the fat phase, where we're like cutting subscriptions we don't use. Like I pay Baseball America like $20 a month. I can cut that out. We were paying for Hulu and Apple TV. Like those like 4 or 5 subscriptions add up to like over $100 a month, or around $100 a month. So let's cut the fat. So what else? So the Leathernecks actually won. They played, I think, Tennessee Tech, and they were dogs. They were 7.5-point dogs, and I'm like, because I was going to turn the game on. Actually, I did turn the game on, and it wasn't working. I was downstairs sorting some of the stuff that I bought the other day, and I had the NBA on last night. I was tricked. I was tricked by the TV guide. Duke, North Carolina was on last night, but it was women's basketball. And I don't get into the college women's basketball game. I did when Caitlin Clark. I would watch Caitlin Clark games, but Duke, North Carolina, I don't really want to watch it. So then I saw like Creighton was playing somebody. It's a women's basketball game. So I finally found a men's basketball game, college basketball game, and I'll watch any. At this point, I was just like, this is the time of year. It's March. It's almost March. Tomorrow is March. It's time to watch college basketball again. I've taken taken 3 months off or 2 months off. So I found like Florida Atlantic versus Stetson or whoever the hell they were playing. And I actually watched that game. And then I'm like, okay, I think it got to be halftime. And I'm like, all right, time to switch it to some. And the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks were on. Bucks and Nuggets. And I just had it on in the background. I wasn't like, I'm never glued to the TV unless it's the 2016 World Series that I was glued to the TV. But when it comes to just random NBA college basketball games, not glued to the TV. So, and then I was getting push notifications from whatever app. Western Illinois is up by 7. I'm like, oh, wow. They were 7.5-point underdogs. And then they won. They won. I don't think they will make is Dave Arnold in here this morning? He might still be driving to school. I don't think they can make the conference tournament. They're in the OVC, Ohio Valley Conference Basketball. All right, so let's take a look. SEMO, wow, how about that? Southeast Missouri is shit, it changed up on me. Where's Ohio? There we go. SEMO, first place, 15-4. Here, let's share the screen because everybody wants to know about the Ohio Valley Conference basketball standings. So we got SEMO at the top. SIU, wow, Edwardsville and Little Rock tied for second. Tennessee State fourth. Tennessee Tech fifth. So they were fifth before my Leathernecks beat them. There's a lonely Western Illinois all the way down at the bottom. I think only, is it the top 8 teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's either 8 or 10 teams make it. So if 10 teams, if they're able to get into like a play-in game, they would be number 10. But I don't know how many teams get in. I guess we can Google that, can't we? Ohio Valley Conference basketball tournament. All right, so go straight to the source. Am I still okay? Yeah. Presented by Fidelity Bank. All right, this damn mouse. They play at the Ford Center. That's in Evansville, I think. It is Evansville, Indiana. I've been there. We played a preseason, or not a preseason, but a early season tournament there when I was at Western. Come on. I want the bracket. Just give me the bracket. There we go. Brackets. Men's bracket. Oh, open a new screen. Here we go. All right. So here we go. 5, 8, 6. So, only 8 teams make it. So I don't think Western Illinois has a chance. It starts Wednesday. So they probably only have like 1 or 2 games left. So I don't think my Leathernecks are going to make the conference tournament. Boo! Boo. So I did a lot of shipping yesterday. Did some sorting. Oh, I've got a new listing up in my eBay store. Let's share the screen again. So newly listed, I got a new refractor lot. This is a good one. Let's go into it. So it's 1,000 refractors, baseball. So here's a look at some of the refractors. There's Topps Chrome, pink refractors, Prism refractors, X-fractors, First Bowman Chrome refractors, regular refractors, Topps Finest refractors, purple refractors, green refractors, pink refractors, those kinds of refractors, sepia refractors. There's a lot of Bowman, a lot of Topps. There's some Finest. There's some Bowman's Best. So here's some of the stars. Luis Gil, rookie refractor. A couple Jose Ramirez, Mauricio Dubon, first Bowman Chrome refractor. You got Heritage, the purple refractors. Matt Chapman, Bowman Chrome refractor. You got some of these Mojo or Silver Pack refractors. Josh Naylor, first Chrome refractor. Royce Lewis, Nolan Arenado, Jordan Groshans. There's some newer CJ Abrams mojo. Manny Machado, CJ Abrams, Altuve and Bregman. You got Hall of Famers in here, superstars, prospects, Dylan Cease. Serial numbered that Adam Duvall is a blue, numbered to 150. Yelich with the Marlins, Devers. So a whole bunch. Check it out. 1,000 refractors, $450. That's 45 cents per refractor or best offer. So check that out. There's also some smaller refractor lots in my eBay store. I've got 100 count lots also. Those are $50 or best offer. And remember, if you buy 7 or more items at regular price, you'll get 25% off. Check it out, 99centcards.com. Let's share that. All right. So yeah, I did that yesterday. I'm getting caught up on my shipping. Still coming off of Madison Card Show. You know, when I have card show weekends, it's I get bogged down. And I had an amazing Saturday sales day, which a lot of times I have terrible sales days on Saturday. But last Saturday was great. So I'm down to 84. I feel so free when I'm in double digits orders to ship. It's so freeing. And then it's like, by the time I end this program, I'll be triple digits again. But speaking of eBay, let's check out my sales today, because it's been a pretty good week, of course, boosted by some auctions. Auctions help that out. Let's see, 0101 2025, and we'll go through yesterday. Can you believe tomorrow's March 1st already? That's amazing. Actually, it's not amazing. It just is what it is. It's gone fast. February always goes fast. I mean, it's 28 days. Of course it goes fast. All right. So I am so yesterday, yesterday was kind of a down sales day. So I'm still only 30% year over year, which my aim is to be 40%. However, it's going to be hard to hit 40% over my fourth quarter numbers. So I really ideally wanted to be around 60% growth in January and February. So I've got to get higher dollar items or move a lot more. But do I really want to move a lot more 99-cent cards? Well, if you buy 100, yes. But if you buy 2, no. So need to see some of that growth. So check out my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. Save 25% off at checkout. I'm going to hit back. I've got so much inventory that I bought over the last, 3 weeks. Janesville Card Show, Madison Card Show, and what I got this week from Steve. So I still have Goodwill pallet stuff. So I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get listed here soon. So I've got some batches uploaded to Card Dealer Pro. At some point while I'm at spring training, I'll get some of those up. I might just put, I think 1 or 2 of the batches I might just throw on auction to end when I get back. So we'll see that. So I want to pump up my auctions again, and still waiting on word from eBay regarding eBay Live. So they did reach out to me, expressed interest in me selling on the platform on eBay Live. I had to send a bunch of stuff over to them, and hopefully I find out some stuff soon. Hey, speaking of eBay, and I was curious about, you hear about maybe you watched or listened to Probstein's recent interview where he talked about, a little inside stuff about his eBay deal. And we know Rob at Burbank had a deal with eBay, and it's like, I've always been curious. And I think somebody asked, I don't know if it was in Hobby Evolution, if it was in another Facebook group, and somebody asked what does it take to get, that type of a deal? And I was curious myself, what's the dollar amount that it takes to get interest from eBay? So I know somebody that has a direct relationship with eBay, and they So I said, hey, I'm just curious because we talk about it, frequently. And I said, hey, I'm just curious. What did it take for you to establish that relationship? Because I know it's got to be tied to how much money an account brings in. Because yeah, I'm doing a lot of transactions, but I'm not even a blip on eBay's radar because I'm selling 99-cent cards. They're not making much money off of me. So I wanted to know what does it take? Like, what's that dollar? Is it a dollar amount? I'm sure, I assumed it was. It is. So I asked this person, I said, hey, what did it take to finally like break through and get that relationship built to where you're like working closely and negotiating final value fees? And he just kind of laughed and he goes, a lot. And I'm like, I want to know, like, I need a dollar amount. Like, you got to tell me a dollar amount. He said he didn't even get their attention until he did $2 million in a calendar year. $2 million in a calendar year. I'm like, all right. So that at least now I know what it takes. And based on how I run my business, I will never do $2 million in a calendar year based on my business plan and in my strategy. And I don't have aspirations to do that. I mean, would it be cool? Oh, fuck yes, it would. Absolutely. I mean, is it a goal like by the year 2030, I want to do 2 million in eBay sales in a calendar year? I'm not going to set that goal. But at least like now I know. He's like, yeah, they wouldn't even pay, like they didn't even give me the time of day until I hit 2 million in sales in a calendar year. I'm like, wow. All right. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. So what else? That's about all I had. We're gonna play Name That Player today. I'm not lazy today. I am not lazy today. I actually did a little fortunately I had a bunch of stacks on my coffee table. Who doesn't have just random stacks of baseball and football cards on their coffee table? So I think I've got a good mix. It's going to be fun. At least for me, it'll be fun. Maybe for you. It's mostly modern. No, I don't think there's any junk wax today. And when I say modern, I'm not talking like 2022. I'm talking 2008, 2014. We do have a 1981. We do have a 2023, another 81. There's a few 81s. There's baseball and football from 81. There's a 2007. Here's a 2006. So it's kind of spread around, but no junk wax, just a couple early 80s, 3 or 4. Just like one modern, ultra modern, I guess is what you would call it. So we're going to play Name That Player coming up in a little bit this morning. Andy Mack is here. What's going on? Good morning. Victor's in the house. Happy Friday. Philly Joe is here. Good morning. Andy Mack, what's going on? I've been testing, not promoting my listings this week. Guess what? Sales and impressions are down. There you go. Time to turn them back on. Andy, I'm glad we're like synchronicity here. I actually adjusted my promotions yesterday. And the reason behind it was, I've got a couple higher dollar items in my store. The Mike Trout Blue Refractor. We're getting into spring training. There was a sale. So my Blue Refractor auto, Mike Trout, is a PSA 7. Every once in a while, I check out listings and sales on this particular card to see where we're at. And there was a PSA 7 base auto. I'm going to go into eBay's. If you're on the app on eBay, you don't have to go to 130 point. Go to research. So go, at the top, at least on my app, it's at the top. It has your 90-day totals, payments, tasks, and then jump to. So you're going to jump to research. You're going to type in 2009 Bowman Chrome Auto Mike Trout. And I just kind of want to follow this market. Obviously, when I got this back from PSA a couple months ago, terrible market standing, off season. Trout's coming off an injury, but now we're getting back into baseball. and we should see some movement. So the PSA 7 price is a little bit of an outlier because a Beckett 9.5 base auto sold for $4,850. And that was that was 5 days ago. A PSA 7 base. This is the refractor. My bad. So a refractor, a PSA 7 refractor, which I believe are numbered to $499. Is that correct? Sold for $500. Those are numbered to $500. Sold for, so a PSA 7 refractor auto sold for $4,750, numbered out of 500. My blue is numbered out of 150. It's also a PSA 7. So that's pretty much right in line where I'm kind of hoping to be. So that's a good sign of where I want to be. So that actually is not an outlier. I thought that was the base. When I click into it, it's a refractor. That makes more sense. The Beckett base 9.5 sold for about the exact same price as a PSA 7 refractor. So I wanted to turn off, getting back to the point of why we're going to talk about promoting listings. So that gives me a good, okay, I think we're getting closer for me to pull the trigger on a sale, because we're finally getting, my number was up here, a month ago, 2 months ago, and now everybody else was down here. Now we're starting to get closer to where I think a deal can be made in the next couple months. And ideally, I sell it to Mike Trout himself next week in Arizona, but he never responded to my Instagram DM. So I slipped into his DMs. So that's probably not going to happen. So let's just sell it. So, but I don't want to eat a 10% promotion fee on that, because I want eBay to do a little promoting, but I actually get a ton of hits on outside. I pay a certain amount of money per day on promotions, on outside eBay promotions, aside from the 10% listing promotion where you are only charged if it sells. But I'm spending X amount on promoting whether it sells or not. And I check it, pretty regularly to see, is this worth my while? And so far it's right about where I'm comfortable with. Okay. So I wanted to go in and I don't want this particular item being promoted, because I don't want to eat that 10% fee or 8% or whatever I have it set to. So I went and I created, and I did drop it to 8%. So I'm going to keep it at 8%, put my out of office next week. And again, I'm going to monitor it. I'm going to keep my promoted listings at 8% while I'm gone. But if it all of a sudden, if I do 100 sales the first day and 100 the next day, it's okay, I can't come home to 800-900 orders to ship. Then I'll just turn the promoted listings off, but I'll keep it on for now. So I went through and I reevaluated, and so I think I'm going to keep it at 8%, and we'll see. I'm going to monitor it for the month of March. I'm going to keep it at 8%. See how sales do. Obviously, the 8 days, 9, 10 days, depending on how long I put my vacation mode on, we'll see what type of sales it does there. And then obviously when I'm back to full 100%, we'll see where it goes. So I also was messing around with my promotions in eBay yesterday. That dude from Duryea, what's going on? Good morning. Gem City Card Show's in the house. What's happening? David is here. Good morning. Good morning, Madison. It's a beautiful morning. It's in the 40s. Also, I'm also monitoring the forecast next week in beautiful Mesa, Arizona. It is, I'm like, wow, it's 52. It felt a little cooler out this morning when I took Ernie to go potty, but it's 52 degrees in Mesa, Arizona right now. So it's going to be 79 today, 80 tomorrow, 74 on Sunday. And then when I get there on Tuesday, 67 is the high. Damn it. 67, 70, 68, 67, 76. I'd rather see 80s, but hey, I'm not going to scoff at 70 when it's in the 40s here in Wisconsin. Zach and Porter, he's back. We did miss you. I was starting to worry if you slipped into a gas station somewhere in Virginia and were accosted by a random stranger playing skill games. So I'm glad that you were not kidnapped by a skill games player somewhere on the East Coast. Kyle here. Good morning. Herman's in the house. We missed you too. What's up, Herman? Cooter says, oh, thank God. Zach has returned. We all missed you. John says, I look like Prince. Purple rain, baby. Purple rain, purple rain. Peter, happy Friday. Cooter says, dead question mark. John says, cutting the cord has led to a lot more expensive television viewing. Yeah. But you've got to cut the cord to like watch anything you want to watch. Like, oh, I want to watch this. Oh, you've got to subscribe to this app. You got to subscribe to that app. It's annoying as frick. It's annoying as the F-bomb. It's annoying as fuck. All these damn apps. And I'm sure, you know, I had to download the ESPN app. Why? Well, Western Illinois is not on the cord. You can't bring up ESPN or ESPN DOS and watch Western Illinois Leatherneck basketball. You got to get the app. You got to get the Plus app. You got to pay for it. We had to subscribe to something else to watch whatever show we wanted to watch. Hey, did anybody ever watch Suits? So we did not watch Suits when it first aired, but we did watch the entire run, you know, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago. Loved the show. Now there's a new Suits on, and I was so excited. And then my wife gave me the disappointing news. It's not good. And so I came upstairs last night or a couple nights ago, and she's got Suits on. And I'm like, oh, is this a new one? And she's like, no, the new one sucks. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, the acting is terrible. And she's like, it's basically the same storylines as the original Suits with different actors, and they're terrible. I'm like, God, that's not what I wanted to hear. So I'm curious if anybody else was a fan of Suits and has watched the new version, what your thoughts are, because I have not seen any of it. Zach says, cutting the cord is the card seller equivalent to selling on multiple platforms. It is. Sounds like a great idea, but just ends up having you put less effort into each vertical. That's a good point. You're spreading yourself thin in your television viewing. Zach says, we had our annual awards dinner last night for sales. I won the Impressions Award for most in 2024. My bonuses were poop, but those impressions were up 10x from 2023. There you go. Impressions matter. See? Conference full of safety schools. Is there a level below safety schools? Western Illinois is not a safety school. Western Illinois is a school where you go to because you couldn't get into any of the safety schools. So yes, there is a level below safety school. Like, they'll probably take me. They have very low standards. Who won the sell-through rate award? Probstein. Oh, congratulations. Dan Driesen isn't a Hall of Famer just because he played in the 70s doesn't make him so. Can you either confirm or deny that you aren't running a scam right now? Confirmed, not running a scam. So I had somebody I had 3 or 4 more items not received claims come up. Somebody that did not open a claim but messaged me about not getting a package, messaged me and said, hey, I ended up getting my package. I'm going to have to go over here. Yeah, so I had, I think I had 4 more items not received claims opened up. Now, by the way, I go and I check even the parcels app tracking, and it shows stuck in Milwaukee also. So I've currently got 4 open claims because I've answered the others. Oh, it's the Jalen Hurts lot. All right, so this one says, so the buyer's message. Buyer reported their item hasn't arrived. The buyer still wants the item. Buyer's message. Something has been not right about this purchase from the very beginning. Like, what couldn't be right from the very beginning? You bought a lot of, like, what was not right about your purchase? Anyway, and now it says that the package was delivered by USPS at 2:43 a.m. That's impossible. I think anything's possible when it comes to the USPS. I don't think that's impossible. It very well could have been delivered at 2:43 a.m. Probably not. It's not probable, but it is possible. I've waited extra days to receive these. This seller seems to be a scam with 4 exclamation points. Yes, that is my MO modus operandi. That's how I make my money. I list $5 items or sometimes $2 items, and I hack into the USPS tracking system, and I never ship them, and I hack into the USPS system and say, I hope somebody's not screen recording me. Listen to this eBay seller. He hacks the USPS. And I change the tracking to steal your $5. And I keep the Jalen Hurts cards or the $2 Ronald Acuna card. So, yeah, I'm a scammer manipulating the USPS tracking. Oops, I shouldn't have marked it at 243. That's too suspicious. I've been found out. So you know what I'll do with that? In fact, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to click on the order number, and I'm just simply going to put the tracking number on. He's in Midlothian, Virginia. So I'm going to just simply update the tracking. There you go. Save and continue. And I'll just let eBay take care of that one. So, all right, where are we at? Brian's here. Good morning. Hate listening after show. I went to comment yesterday and couldn't. Isn't that a bitch? You got to listen live. John says, can we stop greeting each other with Happy New Year now? I think so. I think it's appropriate. Dead Dude from Duryea. Saturdays are down for my store as well. I'm thinking of setting a few auctions to end Saturdays and see if it levels out. That's a good idea. That's what I did. My Tuesdays were, why did I do Tuesdays live? Because Tuesdays were typically one of my slowest days of the week for sales. Now they're one of my best. So I think that's a good way to curb slower sales is throw some good, auctions that will sell. Like, if I throw 100 stale inventory items of base cards, it's not really going to boost any sales. But if you throw some decent items up for auction, should move the needle a bit. John says, did you just say you were down in February? If so, with Series 1 being the supposed big release of the year, how do you recover? So I'm up 30%. In fact, I'm probably up more than 30% in February, year over year. Year to date, I'm up 30% year to date. But I wanted to be higher, but that's on me. It's not on eBay. That's just on what I've been listing. And so remember, I also opened a case of Top Series 1 last year. So, and probably end up made about the same money. I think I might have made a little more I think I actually made more this year on my Series 1 case. John says, maybe we can adopt the Uranus calendar so you can get that eBay status. There you go. Just make more, just extend the calendar. 40% growth year over year over year over year, and boom, you hit 2 million. There you go. Just compound 40% growth. I like the way you think. Andy says, you hit enough Trout rookies from Goodwill Pallets, you'll get to 2 million. There you go. How many? It would take a lot of money. It would take a lot to hit 2 million. Even those Trouts. John says, 1 out of your last 50 sales has been 2025 tops. Jesus, that product has died on the vine. Is that right? Oh, because I had a bunch of auctions end last night. That's probably why. It pretty much, here's the funny thing about Top Series 1. The first 2 days, really the first day, the first 24 hours, crazy amount of sales. Second day, less. Third day, even less. But it's mostly like inserts, hits, parallels in those first couple days. I sold a lot more base in the last 5 days than I thought I would. Like my box has gone from a full 4 row down to, I think, a row and a half. So I've actually moved a lot more than I was thinking I would. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Tom Coleman's here. Good morning. Gundy's in the house. Good morning. Merle's here. Happy Hobby Friday. Yes. John says Mike Trout's still hungover from the Super Bowl. He might be. Tracy, good morning. Bought my first blaster of 2025 Topps since buying a blaster of 2024 Series 1. Got a Ben Rice 1990 auto. Good and pleased. That's a great hit. Autos are few and far between in a blaster, so that's an amazing hit. Dan, what's going on? Good evening to you. Merle had a 48-card order off my eBay store, much bigger than the largest order I have made out of my eBay store. Very nice. I love those. I love when your phone, like all of a sudden you get eBay notifications and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. Oh, I love those. Zach says, I can't be kidnapped because I would never resist a Bitcoin god with dirty fingernails and endless guidance on card sales and coupon cutting. Merle says, sorry, the 48-card orders from my Collects store. Very nice. I ended up shutting my, I put it on vacation mode because I couldn't figure out how to like just delete all of my items. I'm glad you're finding success on Collects. That's awesome. John says, and hockey cards. My son loves suits. The show or the apparel? Is a suit apparel? What is apparel? What's defined as apparel? What would you define as apparel? Does a suit fall into the apparel category? And what does fall into the apparel category? Curious what his take on the new one will be. Okay, so he is a fan of the show Suits. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm blindly leading. Following my wife on her take. The new suit sucks, but I can't comment one way or another personally. Uncle Rich in the house. Good morning. Merle says, I've started watching Suits most of the way through the first season. Very nice. Good morning, Scott. What's happening? Dan sold some Korean and Japanese cards and got a nice chunk for them. And we'll buy some stocks in an hour with it. There you go. Todd, what's going on? Original Suits is awesome. Did not like the Suits LA. Okay, so there you go. We've got some confirmation here. John says, I find that very few series immediately reel you in. It always takes time. That's also a good point. There have been, or it's the opposite. For me, it's the opposite. There was a show, man. What the hell was it? It was on Fox. And it like reeled me in from the start. And the second episode was great. And the third episode was good, but not great. And then the fourth episode was good, but less good. And then the fifth episode was okay. And then the sixth episode was like, what? This is stupid. What the hell show was that? It was about like a cult. It was on I can tell you exactly when it was on. It was my first or second year at Western, 2011, 2012, 2011, 2012 Fox cult show. The Following. Kevin Bacon, of course it had Kevin. The Following. Did anybody watch The Following on Fox back in 2011, 2012? The first couple episodes were freaking amazing. And then it just kept getting more and more unbelievable. If it would have been a movie, it would have been awesome. Like 2-hour movie, perfect. But I think it ended up lasting like 3 seasons, which was 2.5 seasons more than it should have lasted. Zach, Bitcoin, make it to 85K today. Hope you did invest at 103K or wherever it topped out at. But I do hope you invested at 6K. Dan downloaded Original Suits Series 1. Haven't started it yet. Just finished Billions Season 6, and I'm on Season 4 of Person of Interest. I downloaded some stuff for my flight next week. I downloaded Pop Culture Jeopardy. I think I'm going to download the Tom Green documentary. It's great stuff I watch on the plane. And I think I downloaded like one movie. I can't really watch a movie on a plane. I just I don't know. Of course, that could be the ADD too. Suits LA sucks, question mark. Guess I will wait for Suits Anawan. You'll be waiting forever. I don't think I've ever seen a suit in Anawan. What kind of suits will they be wearing? Cut off jean shorts, Leonard Skinner t-shirts. That's a suit in Anawan. Do you put Pokemon cards in your card show inventory? Yeah, sometimes in my quarter boxes. You hope Pokemon people buy your sports cards too, since Pokemon have a lot of traffic in your card show. No, because Pokemon people don't want, because the Pokemon that I have in my quarter boxes is probably, they're in my quarter box and they're probably worth a fraction of a penny. So the Pokemon people are not stopping at my booth. Jesus, Zach ain't joking. Bitcoin might dip below 80K. And who would have thought 2 years ago we would have been like, oh, Bitcoin's never going to hit 80K. Never going to hit 80K. Cue the Stone Cold music, LRS coming in hot. Bitcoin went down $79,000. You got to blame Trump tariffs next week. LOL. Andy Mack says Western Illinois is on the bottom of the cardinal direction schools in Illinois. Yeah. Western was the safe school of Northern, Eastern, and Southern. The stock market is crashing too. Portnoy quote from yesterday. Why is crypto in the toilet if Trump is crypto king? How far does Tesla stock have to crash before Elon goes back to work? Dan did so poorly on the ACT, I had no safety school. Yeah, I didn't need a safety. I had community college. Everybody gets into community college. Jody, what's up? Good morning. I thought crypto was independent of the dollar, stocks, etc. You've been selling us a myth, LRS. Doge coming for you. Yeah, we've got our own little Doge Department of Household. We're Doe. We're the Doe Department of Household Efficiency. You got to cut ESPN Plus. You got to cut Hulu. Doe Department of Homestead Efficiency. Zach says, what do the tariffs have to do with the Bitcoin? Yes, Mike, this is an honest question. I want to know what you believe on this. How's the egg market? Hey, speaking of eggs, I had eggs yesterday for the first time in several months. We're cutting out Hulu so we can buy eggs. Can't afford eggs this month. We've got the Hulu to pay for. Oh, we're cutting Hulu. We need eggs. So one of the women that my wife works with, I think she farm background or something. So my wife brought home like a dozen farm fresh eggs, like real farm fresh eggs, not like the stuff you get at the grocery store. And they're about the same, like cost the same. So I had eggs for lunch yesterday. I had 2 eggs, man. I felt rich. I felt like I was bringing in $2 million a year on eBay, eating eggs for lunch. Low Roller says, I'm buying crypto every week. It call dollars cost average. It is smart investors like me. There you go. It is good. Yeah, you buy it at 80K, it'll hit 100K again. John says, we just made a deal to mine Bitcoin in Ukraine. All will be fine. I'm glad you're buying crypto every week. That means you have a lot of 100K Bitcoin in your portfolio. Well done. But he also has like 6K Bitcoin in his portfolio. Heck yeah, Michael, cash in. You are pumping hard at the 100K mark. I use my skill games, sports cards, scratch ticket profit to buy crypto and stock. He has figured it out. My NBA Top Shot is getting destroyed by the pending tariffs. Unicorn Cupcake says, are scams considered skill games? You've sold more Anthony Rendon than you have 2025 in the last 24 hours. That is a fact. That's the trivia we come here for. I think I did. I think that's actually truth. I think I did sell an Anthony Rendon. So what are my latest sales? Somebody buy some 2025 Top Series 1 from my store to shut John up. I sold, Steve Young, Pete Crow Armstrong, Dick Gibbs, Desmond Trufant, Kajana Carter. I've sold a lot of football. Oh, that's an offer. Sean Alexander, what's the offer on this one? Oh, $750. I'm going to take that. I just sold a Sean Alexander autograph for $7.50. Let's see. Where are we at? Dan Fouts, Jamison Williams, Mark Grace. Sold a bunch of Trailblazers cards. Wow. I've sold a couple Anthony Rendon cards because I sold a 2020 Allen and Ginter Anthony Rendon. I think I sold an Anthony Rendon card yesterday also. Oh, I did sell a 2025 Topps, and then they asked to cancel. Sometimes I wonder, like, did they just cancel it to get the free feedback? Probably. He's got 36 feedback. One of those is mine. Zach says, Michael, don't forget about coupons. Those have contributed to the security you've achieved. I made a lot of money on skill games, he says. I bought Blaster's football box yesterday. 4D chess he's playing. Buying football blasters, a sound investment strategy. Dan says, you made a lot, but no much. How much did you spend? You're the Warren Buffett of alternative investments. Cooter says, waiting for Series 1 to hit TCDB, then I will acquire the 15 base cards I want from Series 1. It has hit TCDB, hasn't it? I'm sure it has because I've logged my cards on TCDB, my Cubs cards. Unicorn Cupcake says, skill game is self-scanning a pack of gum and putting a blaster box in the bag. That dude from Duryea says, I've seen 70s and early 80s partial sets get good prices lately. Not everyone wants 25 Series 1. I sold, what was it, 81? I sold an 81 Topps, or maybe it was 80, partial set. I think it was missing, it was obviously, so if it was 80, it was missing the Ricky Henderson and maybe a couple other cards. Sold for $100. This was a few months ago, but I was shocked. And I'm like, God damn, I need to get some more partial sets up on the old eBay. I think I'm just going to give up on my 74 set. But I feel like I keep losing. I'm like, am I losing cards? It's like I'm down to 6 cards I need. I go through my binder. It's like, fuck, I need like 24 still. Michael Renicky, good morning. John says, only suits in our family are the litigious types. Zach says, gambling losses are like wax ripping losses. It's illegal to speak about your losses. Only the wins can be discussed. Dialogue on, quote, your system is also appropriate. Just no losses can be discussed. Michael Renicky loved the original Suits. Yeah, great show. Have you watched the new one? Apparently, according to my wife, the new one sucks. John says, I've worked on a few TV series. Day 1 of The Wire. I was thinking, this is fucking garbage. No one will watch this. The characters need to develop, get comfortable with themselves and each other. I'm trying to think of some shows. Schitt's Creek was a show that I thought was the first few episodes. The first 2 or 3 episodes, I'm like, this is the dumbest show I've ever watched. Why are we even watching this? And now it's like, oh my God, this is an amazing show. Low Roller says, any tips? How do you sell base cards to the dealer? How much would they pay me if I put rookies parallel insert cards for 50 to 100 card lot to the dealer in the card show? Well, if it's only a 50 to 100 card lot, they probably won't buy it. If it's just rookies and parallels and insert cards of commons or semi-stars or even stars, probably $1. I don't know. You're not going to make much. Not going to make much. You'd be better off just setting up a table. Zach says, Michael, you give advice here. You don't receive. How do we know this is you? John says, anyone know where I can sell my TWA shares to investors? Suit Nanny is what they call it in Anawan. Suit Nanny. Gem City Card Show says, I can confirm I've worn a suit in Anawan. Oh, yeah, we do have a banquet hall, weddings. I don't think I've ever wore a suit there, though. Not me. Gundy 98 says, I did something I never do and got into a break with Black Gold Card Shop. It was a case of hobby and a case of jumbo. I got the Cubs for $90. I got a Ryan Sandberg orange autograph out of a silver pack. Black and gold out of Milwaukee. If so, they are a sponsor and dealer at the Madison Card Show. The Sandberg is numbered to 25. Very nice. That is a very cool card. Shane says, Suits LA sucks, ? Good. Now Stephen Amell can go make season 3 of Heels. Low Roller says, same happens last year. Bitcoin was 70,000, crashed to 49,000. It crashed 30%. It's nothing new in crypto. I've seen Bitcoin crash 50 to 75% in one day. John says, I had pizza for the first time in 2 months yesterday. My insides feel like Gaza right now. North Korea is going to steal your coins, LRS. Bargain Boxer says, I had eggs yesterday at Perkins. Let's go. Oh my God. We're 1%ers just willy-nilly eating eggs these days. In this market, we raise our nose at the peons because we eat eggs. Kyle eats fresh eggs daily. My egg cost has not changed as my chickens don't follow the egg market. There you go. There you go. Rendon Ginter minis are hot right now. Count me as a late bit. I made it. What's up? Red Light 34 is in the house. Porter says, Zach says, Porter will buy a lot of Topps 2025 flagship from a dime box tomorrow. Hey, there you go. Get it, get it. Word in the house. 2025 Topps Series 1 baseball fanatics will learn a lesson from this mess. What's the mess? John says, Cooter is probably saying, when the market for Series 1 totally evaporates on eBay, TCDB will be flooded with the orphans. Gotcha. John says, Fanatics is smarter than some might think. Jody says, I have someone offering me $5 on a $250 card. He did it twice after I counter-offered $250. It has to be a scam. His feedback is over 700. I don't know. I'd take it. Why not? Mr. Archer, good morning. Zach says that 1974 set has a friend in a fishing rod and an e-bike. Hey, speaking of fishing rods, I talked to my mom yesterday. She texted me 2 days. I forgot to mention this. So her male companion is a fisherman, and he does ice fishing. And it's been warm this week, so I was like, I don't want to victim shame here. But it's been like in the 40s all week. Why would you go out on the ice? So he went ice fishing and he fell in. Fortunately, there was people with him. He could not get out on his own. If he was out there alone, he would have died. He actually had to call the ambulance, had to come get him, take him to the hospital. He's okay. Scared the shit out of him, obviously. So after I told my mom, like, oh my God, I'm sorry, that's terrible, blah, blah, blah. Why was he on the ice? Hasn't it been really warm? Because it's been really warm here. And we've had like a foot of snow melt in the last few days. Why would you go on the ice? It's apparently wherever they were at, the ice was supposed to be thick enough, but he found a soft spot. I'm like, come on. So that was like, oh shit. And I think somebody else fell in the same area. Somebody else fell and died in like the same region, Quad Cities area. Jesus. Where are we at? John says, the ones who need to learn the lesson are the dopes that keep buying cases and not realizing returns. Zach says, we are watching Schitt's as a family. Very funny. I love Canada. Schitt's Creek. Great show. Great show. Word says, I have to agree. John says, did not like Schitt's. Character is a little over the top for me, but I have no sense of humor. I only like to consume reference material. Well, there you go. Andy Mack says, yes, I started Schitt's Creek a few times before I actually stuck it out. Amazing show. You know, another show that I couldn't get into and I never got into was Breaking Bad. I tried 3 or 4 times and I just could not get into it. Canadian tuxedos in N1. Oh, I bet there's some Canadian tuxedos. You go up to the Front Street Tap, you might find some Canadian tuxedos. Word says the Donruss NFL Megas are as good as the 2024 update BB hangers. Low Roller says, how much top loader getting expensive if Trump tariffs affect next week? So I haven't seen supply cost. I recently bought, I ordered more than normal just in case we see an increase, whether it's through directly related to tariffs or if it's just an convenient excuse to raise prices. So I ordered a bunch of card savers and it was roughly the same. It might've been a little bit more but only by a couple dollars. Like nothing, it wasn't like it was a huge increase in price. But I have a feeling we will see increased prices on plastics, card savers, top loaders, penny sleeves. Zach says the ensemble cast is what makes the show wonderful, similar to The Wire. LRS, the tariffs don't impact the consumer. Corpse will pay for it. It won't hit your wallet. Bargain Boxer says, I'm going to see Jeff Wilson tomorrow. Let's go. Should I throw an egg at him? Oh, come on. Let's not go overboard and waste our eggs. Eating them is one thing. Just tossing them is another. I hope top loaders go to 100K. I'm sitting on a fortune. Gem City says the boy toy has poles. Orlando is here. What's up? Didn't realize how big breaking is. Ruben says 40% of production goes to breakers. Yeah, I heard that. Somebody mentioned that in the chat the other day, and I'm not surprised by that. That's probably around the number I thought. I'm not shocked whatsoever. I mean, just think of how much product breakers go through. And is it any wonder why breakers get all of the big hits? They're ripping 40% of the product, of course. They're ripping 40%. My one case is 0.0001% of production. Your case or 5 cases is just a little sliver. So look at the consumers. 40% are breakers. And I wonder, and you can probably go with the 80-20 rule on that 40%, where 20% of the breakers are buying 80% of that product, therefore getting what seems like all of the hits. So it's just math. And even though I'm not very good at math, I can figure this out. No wonder why you see the breakers get all the hits. They're getting all the product. They're buying all the product. Low Roller says to Zach, the country doesn't pay tariffs. The company pays tariffs, then pass the cost to the consumer. 40% is a ton. Yeah, that's a lot of product. Ice fishing in 40-degree weather is like investing in Bitcoin. It is a risky adventure. Sometimes it pays off and sometimes you fall through. 40% goes to the dealers and 20% retail. Unicorn Cupcake says he has enough egg on his face already. Cougar says, have you seen the ice fishing houses? Some people have. They are man caves on jack-up wheels. Sign me up. Not me. I'll just hang out in the basement. That dude from Duryea says Series 1 singles will get a jump when stadiums open and the season starts. By the time the season starts, I am long past Series 1. Don't want to see any more of it. And I'll have multiple people like, hey, I've got bulk for you. And it's just Series 1 base. No. Done. Don't want any. If you just want to throw it away, I'll take it. But I'm not going to pay for it. Bargain Boxer says, I cleaned top loaders yesterday with Goo Gone because I hate stickers, tape, and Sharpies. The money I saved went into eggs. That is 4D chess right there. Zach says, wait, what? They will impact us? Friday management call starting. Gotta go. See you, Cooter. Have a great day. Low Roller is correct on the tariff thing, Zach. Merle says, I've never made it past the 3rd episode of Game of Thrones. That was a show that I just didn't really care for. I didn't enjoy it, but I watched it. And it was like, we would binge it and I'd get through like 2 episodes. My wife would put on the 3rd. I'm like, I'm going to go downstairs. Like, well, do you want me to pause it? Do you want me to turn something else on? I'm like, yeah, you can watch this episode. I'll come back and watch another one tomorrow. Unicorn Cupcake says, never saw Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul was a good spinoff show. Merle says, I've watched Ozark all the way through. Still couldn't tell you how to launder money. Gem City says, throw your Will Greer cards at him. Zach, I realize you're being sarcastic. Hey, we're going to play Name That Player. Gem City Card Show says, but dealers also sell the breakers, so it's higher than 40%. There is some truth to that, yeah, because breakers don't get all the, yeah, that's a very good point, because if breaker X may get an allotment from Fanatics, but they need more, and they'll go buy from a card shop or sometimes from other breakers if they bought too much. So Yeah, it likely is higher than 40%. Have you watched the new season of Cobra Kai? No. You know, Cobra Kai was something where the first season was awesome. I couldn't wait for the second season. And then the third season was like, okay, I'm good. I'm done. I think I watched like half of the third season. I think there's like 6 seasons. I don't think I watched any of the 4th, 5th, or 6th seasons. And I think I watched all the way up until the finale of the third season. And I never watched the finale. Let's see. Orlando says, good point, Gem City. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But that is absolutely true, because I know many breakers that have to buy through, not direct. I have to buy it through card shops or people that are getting allocation or from the secondary market. All right, let's play Name That Player. I need to get. Oops. All right, Name That Player. This is going to be a fun, at least for me. I don't know if it will be for you. Let's see. Put that in there. We're going to start with baseball. It's modern-ish baseball. Let's get the leaderboard up, and we'll get to the last couple chats before we start. Let's see. Michael Renicky says Cobra Kai was good punny nostalgia for a few years. Now it's just bad acting. Yeah, and that's kind of, I fell off sometime in season 3. Didn't even make it to the finale. The first 2 seasons I loved, and then by season 3, it was like, okay, I'm done. I hope Whatnot people buy my base card at the card show. Hit that like button and sub. Thank you, Uncle Rich. Zach says, Bo, are you using a tanning bed before you got your AZ, and will you auction off your used tube sock? Based on the auto, you may have a market. No. All right, let's play Name That Player. There is the leaderboard scrolling at the bottom of your screen. I think Michael Renicky. Is Michael Renicky in first? Name That Player leaderboard. Michael Renicky in first place, 34 points, and Max 5 points behind in second with 29. And then we got Uncle Rich at 12. All right, so first up, 2008. 2008, a great season. A rookie card from 2008, Topps Heritage. I've got to get my YouTube out. Where's my... We got a rookie card of the Chicago Cubs. I see a couple wrong answers and a couple correct answers. Let's go see who is correct. It is not Hee-seop Choi. This is Kosuke Fukudome. Hit a lead, I think it was 2007 when he made his debut with the Cubs. Hit a home run in the 9th inning of opening day. Joe Trotto with the correct answer. He was zagging as everyone else was zigging. Kosuke Fukudome. Joe Trotto. Is that your first point of our new round? Joe Trotto. I think it is. Joe Trotto. All right, next up, we got football. Again, this is modern-ish football. I think 2013. All right. This is, it's a refractor. 2014. Seattle Seahawks. It is not Joe Flacco. Joe's just trying to put names out there. It is Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin, Max with the point. Percy Harvin. All right. Max closing it on Renicky. 34-30 at the top. All right, next up. Oh, this is a fun one. 2 answers. And I only want last names. This is from 2002. Last names on this iconic baseball card. It is the old Bong Puffer card. Max with both points. Bong Puffer. Brandon and Jung are the first names. Bong Puffer. Max with the points, plural. 2 for Max. And he's at 32. Michael Renicky, you're in danger. All right, next up. We go back to 1981, I think. Or is this 82? 82. Great year. All right. Oh, there we go. Almost revealed his last name, but we're going to cover up his last name. All right, 1982, Chicago Cubs. Max got that fast internet working today. It is not Rick Sutcliffe. It is not Thomas. It is not Dorn. It is not Jim Tracy. Shane Zager. It is Tim Blackwell. Tim Blackwell. Would have been really easy if I would have pulled that sheet down a little bit. Shane with the point. All right, where's Shane? Shane's got some points. He's at 4 now. Catching up to John Maybe. All right, next we're back to football. Ooh, modern, ultra modern football. 2023 football. Pittsburgh Steelers. It is Najee Harris. Max was first with Najee. Shane came in second with Harris. Najee Harris. Max, 33. Uh-oh. Michael Renicky. All right, next up. Oh, we're back to the 80s. 1981. This was a hot card back in 1981. Joe Charbonneau. Uncle Rich. We're not going to take off for spelling. Joe Charbonneau. Uncle Rich with the point. Uncle Rich was first. Dat Dude was second. SoCal Guy third. Shane fourth. Uncle Rich with 13 points. We're staying in 1981. Yeah, Joe Charbonneau was like the hot rookie in 1981. 1981. But it's football. '81 football. Ahmad Rashad. That dude from Duryea. Ahmad Rashad. Of course, I remember Ahmad Rashad from NBA Inside Stuff. All right. Ahmad Rashad, that dude from Duryea. He leapfrogs Matt Like and ties Peter with 10 points. All right. And next we've got... All right. Okay, there we go. We've got, it's like post junk wax baseball. It's not modern. It's not even modern-ish. Let's see. Ooh, serial number to 500. 1998, 96. I think it's 98. 1998. Rookie class. San Diego Padres. It is not Trevor Hoffman. Matt Clement. I was going to say he also later played for the Chicago Cubs. Matt Clement. It looked like Abraham Lincoln for a time. This is pre-Abraham Lincoln looking. Max with the point. And he is now tied with Michael Renicky at the top of the leaderboard. Michael Renicky, 5 unanswered points for Max today. All right, next up. Back to early 80s football. 81 tops again. Michael says, should I complain? Does that work? Jaws is correct. Ron Jaworski, SoCal guy. SoCal guy with the point on Jaws, Jaworski. All right, SoCal guy with 6 points. Oh, I know where Dave Arnold is today. He's out in Mesa, Arizona. I forgot. Dave's out at spring training today. All right, next up. That's true, Michael Renicky. You've had 80s stuff. It's pretty balanced today with modern and 80s. 2007. It is Phil Hughes. Joe Trotto with his second point today. Phil Hughes. All right, Joe. 2 points on the day, and you're moving up the leaderboard. All right, next up. Oh, another 81 football. Another 81 tops football. Two left. Found treasures in the house. What's up? 1981 tops football. The Raiders. Ray Guy is correct. Everybody knew Ray Guy. Max takes the lead with Ray Guy. Max with the point. Let's see. Max was first. SoCal Guy was second. Scotty Dubs was third. Peter fourth. Joe fifth. Ray Guy and Max takes the lead with 35 points. And our final card. Will Michael Renicky be able to tie the game? I don't think so. I think Max is going to get this one. I think this is right in Max's wheelhouse. On an 80s card. All right, here we go. My prediction, Max gets this point. It's from 2006. 2006. It is not Boomer Esiason. Oh, Michael Renicky. Pablo Sandoval. Michael Renicky. Ties the game. Game tying card. He felt the pressure. He felt the pressure. 35 points apiece for Renicky and Max. What was his nickname? He had to end the streak. Got to pump the likes. What was Pablo Sandoval's nickname? I honestly did think Max would get that. Max was a close second, though. Pablo Sandoval. nickname. Kung Fu Panda. How could I forget a nickname like that? Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda. Love it. All right. I'm going to hit the like button on my own show. There we go. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We will go live tomorrow morning, 8:30. We'll go live again on Sunday. I think there's some shows. What is today? Tomorrow, March 1st. I think there's a show in. Is Mosinee tomorrow, Max? I think Mosinee is this weekend. I believe Oak Creek is this tomorrow. I don't know if there's any shows on Sunday. So some shows. I will not be doing any shows this weekend, so I will go live tomorrow and Sunday. And then Monday, Mosinee, Oak Creek, Saturday, Schaumburg on Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we take a break for spring training. I will go live at some point next week from my hotel in Mesa next to Sloan Park. So usually I go live once or twice at an East Coast appropriate time because I will be on, or West Coast appropriate time because I will be on the West Coast. I will be on West Coast time. All right, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit my eBay store, which is not scrolling at the bottom of your screen, but check out my eBay store. Now it is 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout. I had auctions ending last night. All of the combined invoices have been sent out. So, and I think they've all been paid for. So, so that's all set up. So 99centcards.com. Check it out. I may be adding some new stuff. I've got some batches ready to upload to eBay I've just got to go through and like correct any mistakes on there, just double check what I've got. So I'll be putting those up at some point in the next week. So that's what I had for today. I'm going to go make some coffee. Have a wonderful Friday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.